Western Kenya is a region symbolic of hope and abundance. It is the cradle of Kenyan culture. This rich culture and enviable hospitality transcends generations as the beauty of life flows freely to form the lasting bonds of our times. This experience, however, suffers disruption from external factors that threaten the very fiber on which this society operates. The emergence of factors such as diseases threaten normalcy and reorganizes the social order of the people. Malaria is one such disease, as it remains the major cause of hospital consultations in this region. It accounts for 30 to 50% of all outpatient attendance and 20% of all admissions to health facilities. Children and pregnant women bearing the largest burden of the disease. Economically, this disease is disruptive, as 170 million estimated working days are reportedly lost to malaria each year.
It's more serious in sub-Saharan Africa, where we find that our health system is kind of not very up to standard to handle malaria. So you find that in sub-Saharan Africa, compared to the rest of the world, we still have like 90% of malaria infections occurring here.
Such realities that are seamlessly reorganizing our social order inspired THRiVE, a biochemistry researcher, to embark on a research that would inform the future approaches to handling malaria treatment known as Ethnobotany Research.
So for ethnobotany, they are also called natural products. So in natural products, we're talking about living organisms, plants, animals that can be tapped to produce molecules, or rather they can be processed to produce molecules that can be used as medicine. So it's a question of maybe complementing the conventional medicine with alternative medicine, which in this case is ethnobotany.
Jahazi limeshazama, watu wengi huondoka, nyoyo zetu zalalama, malaria mmekuchoka, kidete tutasimama, Mungu wewe takuzika, Mungu mbona watutesa, hatutaki kukuona.
This research is people-centered, as it seeks to utilize natural resources to foster behavior change, provide malaria cure, and offer sustainable approaches in handling the age-old pandemic.
But of late also, what is interesting is that we are beginning to see a shift in malaria burden, in that we are having dry ecologies also having outbreaks of malaria, very unusual. Like if you go to Turkana recently, we had an outbreak. Last year, Baringo had an outbreak, and those are dry ecologies. So I think a lot still need to be done to try and understand why these dry ecologies are now beginning to have outbreaks of malaria.
Created to mentor, inspire, and equip the locals, THRiVE chose to empower the future by engaging our school students within this region as the agents of change.
Well, my vision is that if I can mentor one or two, and those two also mentor others, then we'll have a group or a movement of people who are interested in science.
3 high schools with different dynamics were selected within the region: a mixed day school, hybrid boarding, day mixed school, and a pure boys boarding school were some of the schools that would offer appropriate ground for effective interaction and knowledge propagation. With this, the journey started with Wamalwa Kijana High School, Ilario High School, and Gendia High School.
Generally, I was looking for schools in Western Kenya where the malaria burden is still very high. And I had a number of schools. But the criteria that I used to knock them down was on their ability to sign the consent form. Because for me to engage with the school, I need the head of the schools to give me consent to take videos, to take pictures, to issue out questionnaires to the students, because I need that for my research.
Career counseling was the first engagement with the students. Through this, the students were connected with their future professional options through demonstrating the practical realities of their subject choices. It was clear that science is not the most preferred career choice for most Kenyan students. This inspired the science contest category, and through this, students demonstrated localized approaches to mitigating malaria besides experiencing professional scientific demonstrations from the ISIPE team.
With the help of ISIPE and the THRiVE, they have given us a knowledge on how to prevent malaria, on the symptoms and the prevalence of malaria. They've also told us more about the science subjects, how to go about them and how to pass them.
The realization that effective dissemination of scientific breakthroughs relies on communication led to the adaptation of performance arts and writing as an approach to enabling expression through creativity. The saying goes that the word is mightier than the sword. These students stayed true to this adage as they expressed themselves about various malaria concerns. Personal experiences with malaria, vector control, and malaria treatment were some of the dominant thematic areas that emerged through the essays.
We threw them out in the open, encouraged them to be as creative as possible, right? So the idea was for them to come up with a project that can assist us to solve causes of malaria, treatment of malaria, or prevention of malaria.
Mosquito, 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 wow! Mosquito, you have been killed!
You should have been here to experience the best of the expressive performance arts as the students took to the stage through song, spoken word, drama, poetry, and dance. The students demonstrated an excellent understanding of various issues on malaria, a testament that the mentorship by the lead scientist on malaria and ethnobotany worked.
Swali likibakia ni je, ni vipi tutazika umbu huyu kwenye kaburi la sahau? Nikikuaga na kibwagizo kwamba kinga ni bora kuliko tiba.
So cognitively, I saw a good number of them picking the information that they had been taught and then translating it well in the art that they produced.
The revelations were epic, and the recommendations by the students were wide and varied. Proposals such as the cost-effective and user-centered approaches such as the clearing of nearby bushes, draining stagnant water, and effective use of nets featured prominently. The malaria message is certainly spreading beyond the generations and school walls as the new ambassadors commit to engage in malaria conversations within the school, at home, and even within the larger community networks.
So they have learned a lot because they have been saying, oh, there are some corrections you have to do. Actually, because the judges, those supervisors, they have been looking at the write-ups. They say this is what you're supposed to do. They have taken note of that. So I think it is going to make an improvement on what they present in the next level.
This is strengthened by the realization that the solutions to our challenges are well within our reach. The missing link is mobilization, focus, and resources that ISIPE, the Technical University of Kenya, took and Delta THRiVE present, and through such synergies the scope can be widened. Ultimately, the future of science in Kenya is secured through such capacity building exercises. But the key question lingers: what will it take to replicate it to the missing majority?
And as for that matter, let me go back to our village and save many lives that are helpless in our village.